and it's pinged twice, so we are on live. Hi everybody, this is Carly Hope and welcome to the Authentic Sales Revolution. I'm very excited today because I'm with, do you know what, I feel really nervous to say your surname. I was just like, Ange, how do you say your surname? I'm with Ange Loughran. Yeah! Who is my guest speaker for this telesummit, and I'm so excited to bring Ange to you because I'll tell you the story first of how we met Ange, and then I'm going to hand over to her because she's got so many amazing things to share. But as you all know, I moved to Lanzarote in July, and I've been loving it, enjoying the mountains, enjoying the sea, and really spending time with my family, feeling so blissed out. And I really needed a friend, and not a Facebook friend, an actual real live living person. And so I was trying to call in a friend, and I was telling all my clients, and I was like, hold the intention for me that the most amazing, high, vibrant, amazing, beautiful, conscious friend who just totally gets it, totally gets what I'm about, comes to me. And I went back to the UK, and every night when I was doing my journaling and everything, I was like, a friend comes to me, this most amazing friend.
You never told me any of this.
No, I know, this is what happens. I save all my good stuff for Google Hangout. And I was in England, I'd gone back to England, and I went onto my Facebook. I was just doing my event, so I always get myself in a really good state, a really good place before my event. And I just popped online, I had this message. It's like, hi, I'm Ange, and looks like we could hang out. I'm from Playa Blanca, and I didn't know anything more about her. I didn't know what she did. I just saw her picture, and I just saw that she messaged me. And I texted my partner Dave, and I was like, I found my friend. So I didn't know just how amazing it would become, but I knew that it was a very special friendship for me personally. And then I met her and thought, wow, this is somebody that I need to take to my people too, because Ange is rocking it out there in the most amazing business. She is part of a multi-level marketing business, Forever Living. It doesn't even do it justice to even say that that's what she does, because Ange is a trailblazer and she is totally changing the rules of multi-level marketing and how people can see it. And the reason that I brought Ange to you today is that for many years I have known about Forever. I've experienced it because people would stop me in the street, go, hi, you're a mum, here's my business card, do you want to do this opportunity? My mum would come home from shopping and say, oh, I keep getting asked about this Forever stuff. Clients have come to me and they've said, I've got a business and part of my business is that I sell Forever products, and can you help me with it? I knew Forever because my son William had eczema, and the propolis cream was about the only thing that shifted it. And so, I mean, it was totally in my world. I completely knew what it was. I'd been approached about it, but I never saw it honestly as a strong opportunity, just something that people did that was absolutely of no interest to me. And then rewind 6 months ago, I met Ange, and I was like, this is a smoking hot opportunity that everybody should be considering, like everybody in the world. And it made me realise how the way that we think about our business, the way that we think about our opportunities, the way that we apply ourselves and our mindset is 100% involved in our results. And you all know that I know this stuff. This is the stuff that I teach. So it's no surprise to me that what you think is what you get. But what you think about multi-level marketing and the way that you apply yourself to that, for me, is the difference between seeing something as oh yeah, that's just an opportunity that I'm not interested into, here's something that could absolutely change your life. And so I'm bringing Ange to you today to hear about how another Midlands girl has totally taken the world by storm with her outrageous, high-level energy and mindset, and I know that you're going to be massively inspired by her.
Oh, thank you for that nice introduction. Yeah. I think the best thing for me was when I realised that this amazing person had come to the island that had very similar kind of beliefs and energy and everything as me. That was a great thing in itself, and we arranged to have a coffee, didn't we? So I'd only seen you from your Facebook page. I hadn't looked at any of your YouTube clips. I've never heard you speak. Didn't know where you were from, and I was literally expecting some cheesy American to come out. Hi, great to meet you. And it was like, oh, all right, I'm just going to get the baby. And I was like, yes, she's from the Midlands, she's one of us. And that was really great for me, because when you live overseas and you find somebody from back home, as in your local area, you automatically feel a little bit more of a connection with them, don't you?
Absolutely.
That was quite nice for me.
Absolutely. Speaking the local language.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking Brummie, fluent. Yeah, so it's really nice to be invited on to talk to you, and I think that what you said to me earlier on before we started this was one of the things about me is I'm not one of these people that would have stopped you in the street and said, you know, are you interested in the forever opportunity? Because my interest is actually in people. So I was just really interested to find out about you and what you did, and I was just so interested. I was like, tell me more, what else do you do? And that's my interest, and then in turn you asked me what I did, and that's why I told you, but it was never, I'm never looking for people because I want to recruit them. I'm looking for people I'm looking to surround myself with like-minded people that I can learn from, and that helps me to become a better business coach, and then I realised that's what you did for a living anyway, which is quite good.
Amazing, amazing, love it. So, for those who don't know, can you just start by telling us a little bit about what multi-level marketing is?
Yeah, multi-level marketing, or direct selling basically, it's a huge business, and basically the company that I work with, they have got fantastic products, natural products, as you know, in health and wellness, and rather than sell them into shops and have to pay huge celebrities to endorse them, to pay for warehouses and distribution and agencies, point of sale material, etc., they don't sell through shops. What they do is they sell through people. So it's word of mouth, which is the best ever thing that you can promote your business with anyway. So it's just networking, really. So I get to use fantastic products, and then I get to offer them to other people and say, why don't you try this? But that's really not what I do. That's not my main skill. My main skill is networking. And I've always been a networker because I've always been a helpful kind of person. So I've always wanted to help other people in their businesses, always wanted to help other people in their lives. I've always been the person that people come to if they want to get healthier or get motivated, because I'm just a generally healthy, motivated kind of girl. So being that person anyway, and then finding out that I could have a job and get paid really well for doing what I do anyway, was just amazing to me. So when I took the opportunity, I didn't know what network marketing was. I've never heard of multi-level marketing. I didn't know. All I knew was a fantastic company. I could get paid to help people, so that's what I did.
So what had you been doing before?
So before, I had started my own businesses when I left the UK when I was 21. I'm now 36. So I started my own businesses in property. My background is in fitness, but I came out here to Lanzarote and started my own property management company. And we rent villas like this one, so that's what I do. So travel agency, I guess, but property manager, travel agent, cleaning company. Got lots of companies all under one group. And we still own those companies, but now my main passion is within network marketing because I just love to help people.
So we were just talking a little bit before the camera started rolling about some of your success secrets, and I totally recognise that one of the reasons why you were able to be so successful is that you didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
You didn't have any
preconceptions,
limiting beliefs.
But you see how you said that everyone had always asked you about Forever Living products. I've lived all around the world, and I'm the person that speaks to everybody. I am a salesperson by trade. Even when I was working in gyms, I always ended up in the sales office, just because I don't know, it's just what I do. No one had ever approached me about Forever Living products. No one had ever approached me about any network marketing company, and I pretty much think that I'm made for the job. So nobody told me about it. Is that what I was missing?
It's the pushchair.
So you get a pushchair and you get asked.
Yeah.
I might try that out.
Yeah.
I feel quite comfortable with that pushchair anyway. Yeah, so no one had ever mentioned the products to me before. No one had ever mentioned the opportunity for me before, and I just watched a business presentation via Skype with somebody, and I just thought, God, what a great opportunity. The company's in 155 different countries. I can do business from my laptop in all of those countries, and I can do a lot of it, you know, just fitting in around my day job, my other businesses, and I do like being busy, and I think it's my personality. I'm a Gemini, and I think we like multiple projects. So I think the busiest people generally are the people that are open to better opportunities and more opportunities. So I was really busy, and I was open to the opportunity, and I just fitted it in around what I was doing. There was a few things I was doing per week that would probably waste a bit of time, probably going to the gym a bit too much. I was watching X Factor, I was watching some reality TV programs that were adding no value to my life. So I just exchanged that time and invested it in the forever business, and it's just exploded.
And you have had the most amazing journey with some spectacular results. Tell us a little bit about this beautiful journey.
Well, I probably didn't quite realise what I had my hands on at first, and I think the whole thing about network marketing is you get kind of assigned a mentor or a business coach. Well, mine was just a lady that I'd met on Facebook in Worcester, and as lovely as she was, we'd only met each other socially when I'd been back to the UK a few times. We'd never had a sit-down business planning meeting or the things that I do with my team nowadays. So I kind of was on my own, and I was on my own on the island as well, because there was no forever offices here, there was no other forever people that I was aware of here. So I just thought, well, this is how you do it. You just find out about the company, find out about the products. So I just really invested my time into learning, because knowledge is power. So there was never any finger pointing for me, and I think a lot of the time in network marketing, people say, well, you know, it's not my fault I've not done very well because my upline or my sponsor, which is the person that introduced you into the business, didn't tell me to do that or didn't give me enough time. Well, I was never in that position because I didn't know that was what was supposed to happen. I thought, well, I'm a businesswoman, this is a business, it's up to me, and it's the whole of it's got to be it's up to me thing. So I took responsibility, and I think that's one of the key things that makes me different, and the people that I work with different to a lot of others. We don't sort of point fingers and say, well, I haven't been successful because of that or this, any circumstances. So I took responsibility for it, and I began to use my Facebook, because I realised that network marketing, it's about you. It's not about a Faces business page, it's about you, your personality, and people wanting to work with you. And I thought, well, I need to portray that I'm the kind of person whose team I would want to join. So I just really showed my personality on Facebook and showcased my lifestyle, and I really made sure that I showed all aspects of my personality, the humour, the positivity, the things that I like to do, and that kind of started to attract like-minded people to me, and that's who I started to recruit. It wasn't a case of, right, I need to get as many people to join me as possible. I wanted the right people, and by having the right people, that's what expanded my business and made me one of the most successful people that year within the company. So that went really well for me, and I've won lots of amazing trips. I've been a guest speaker. I've been one of 6 guest speakers out of millions and millions of people in Hawaii, and I picked up a huge bonus check there. And I've been all around the world as a guest speaker now, training on my specialist subjects, which are weight management and social media.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really, really, really inspiring. And what I love is that you know, what I was really seeing is that almost as though the opportunity was here, and everybody was coming into MLL going, I'm just going to play at it a little bit, or I'm going to do
I'll give it a go.
I'll give it a go, or I'm going to do it, but I'm going to almost apologise about doing it because I don't feel really that confident about it. And you know, kind of going out there and asking their parents and their friends and getting a lot of no's and being a bit jaded by the opportunity. And that really is the impression, the frequency that I felt people were, and I'm obviously passing some judgment here, so please
no, it's really, I really appreciate your honesty, and it's great that you can speak so candidly to me about it.
So yeah, so I was kind of picking up the vibration and the frequency of everybody going, like, I'm kind of a bit embarrassed to be involved in it, so I'll show it to you, but like, don't tell anybody else.
Yeah.
And then I met you, who had gone from, you know, taken away, here's most people I've met doing it, here's the opportunity, and then you were here just being totally transparent. Here's what I'm up to, here's my opportunity, and I could feel your frequency, which was like, here it is that I'm changing the world.
And what do you think that is? I personally think it's the fact that I didn't have any preconceptions, and also that I took responsibility and I treated it like a business from day one, because I then grasped the opportunity that I had my hands on, and I just thought, this is phenomenal. and I became proud and passionate and energetic about it, whereas some people just don't have the vision, or they don't invest enough time in learning about it enough to grasp that. And I think what people do with multi-level marketing, what I found with lots of the multi-level marketing or network marketing companies is, it's like, say you always wanted a shoe shop, and you go and get the right shoe, the right, what you call it, locale here, what would you call it, the shop, the right empty unit on the high street in Solihull, and you fill it with the nicest shoes, you have the best signs put up, and you put a load of flyers out, and then you have your opening day, and you're all ready, and then it's 10 o'clock, and you're about to open your doors, and then you pull all the blinds down, and you hide behind the desk, and you say no one's interested, nobody wants to buy my shoes.
We're like the same person, because I talk about this with my clients.
Do you? And I think that's what people do in multi-level marketing. They say no one's interested, or they'll open the door of the shoe shop and they'll say, does anybody want to buy a pair? No, okay, don't worry about it. And it's like, you're never going to sell anything, you're never going to attract anybody if that's the way you're coming across.
I say that you can be physically open for business, but you have to be energetically open for business as well. You need to say to yourself and to the universe that yes, you are ready to get the people who you're meant to serve, and you're ready to get your recruits, and you're ready to get the people who want to buy your product. And if you don't, if you're apologising, if you're showing up going, you know, please only send me somebody who'd be really nice and would really, you know, love the opportunity, and you're playing small, then everything that you get back is small, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And because you're playing so big, because you're, I mean, like I know you do a lot of exercise, and your energy just shines through the business, and again, that's looking at the life holistically about who you want to be, not just the business, and that really comes into play.
I need to be the kind of person whose team I would want to join. And if I'm shy and retiring, if I'm unhealthy, if I'm negative, if I'm no fun, who's going to want to be around me?
Well, I've lost my train of thought now. What did I want to ask you? Because it's really great. I've lost it. We'll come back.
Is it about my lifestyle?
No, it was just before that, because we went off on that, and I
talking about being open for business and being afraid to promote your own business and your own services.
Yes, this is what it is. Thank you. I've got a baby.
Baby brain.
This is what I've noticed as well, is that people were explaining the opportunity to me, and they were saying, well, so you go out there and you kind of ask your mum and you ask your dad and you ask your 5 friends, and then you go out and then they'll like it and they'll ask their 5 friends. And so the hang up for a lot of people was that
talking to their friends and family about it.
Talking to their friends and family, they're knocking on doors where they have to show up knowing that door doesn't really want to be knocked on. And as a result, they're just getting back more of what they're giving out, which is nobody wants the opportunity, and then that's what they're experiencing. Whereas with you, because you have gone so high up with your thinking and your frequency, you're able to be strategic and go, who is right for my opportunity? Exactly. And then people come to you. And then you qualify them. So
absolutely.
You turn the whole business model completely on its head.
Yeah, I think we have something in our business called the one-to-one, where you've attracted somebody in about the opportunity, and you sit down and you have a one-to-one meeting with them where you explain the business model and how we get paid and the company history and stuff. When I do that, it's almost like I'm interviewing that person, because it's really important for me to work with the right people, because my time is very precious. And I have to work with the right people. And I actually only look for 5 people a month to work with. And my business, you can be a retailer, you can be a distributor, you can be a team leader, a supervisor, a manager, or a business developer, a business coach like I am. And you know, I'll work with 5 retailers a month, and that'll be it for the month. And I don't have any room to work for anyone else. Or I'll work with 5 people from any one of those in any capacity. But I can only dedicate my time to 5 people. And if I'm going to be the best coach I can, I have to work with the right people. And I've actually got I don't know if I've ever showed it to you, I've actually got on my phone at all times a list. It's called Ange's ACE list. It's essential skills and attributes that I look for in a person that I know will be successful in my business. So I don't say, yeah, of course it's going to work for you, it will work for everybody. I find the people I know will work to make the business work for them. And these skills and attributes, they're really important to me. And unless someone has got 60 to 80% of those, unfortunately, I don't have time to work with them, and I can't give them what they might be expecting from a business. So I have to look for a very special kind of person. So I'm not afraid to say to somebody, it's not for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to ask you about them skills, but I know that they're born from your personal skills as well. So what natural skills have you got that make you perfect for this opportunity, and what skills have you had to learn?
Okay, my natural skills that make me perfect for the opportunity, I think, is obviously my interest in helping people. I've always been kind of a giver rather than a taker. I love to help people out. The company is good for me because it's within health and nutrition, and I grew up in a gym because my mum managed a gym for disabled people. Then my brother had a gym. My first job was in a gym for work experience, where I had my very first fantastic mentor. So that's kind of like my home, fitness and health. So that was good for me in choosing this particular company, although I didn't go out to choose a multi-level marketing company, it was just kind of found me. So my interest in helping people health-wise, my interest in helping people lifestyle-wise, and just kind of being a natural life coach or business coach maybe. The fact that I have enthusiasm, a very strong work ethic, that I have good vision and a good sense of humour, I think is important, and that I'm resilient. And I think that character building wise, because I've lived abroad, because I've been in sales jobs, been in countries where I can't speak the language, I think that's quite character building. So I'm quite a well-rounded person that can communicate on any level. So those are things, some of the core skills that I had that I think made me quite suitable for this role. But I've had to learn loads, absolutely loads. I don't know, I'm learning all the time, and I think that the top business people in our business, there's a lady called Jane Leach, a really remarkable lady in the UK, and I think she's #2 in the world. And what I've learned from being around people like that is these top business people in our industry are so coachable. And I think that sometimes people can come in and think that they are better than the business model, and they can do things better, or they can make shortcuts, or nobody can teach them anything. And I think that you have to be really coachable. So I have some top business people join my team, if you like. I have people from nail technicians to surgeons, to top surgeons in my team, working directly with me. And the key thing that they all have to have is the fact that they'll be coachable. And that's what I've learned from the top, that you can never be, you always have to be grounded in this business, and there's always someone that can teach you something. It's a constant journey. So it's coming in and not thinking that I can be better than anybody else. Although because I'm competitive, there was always an element of that.
So let's talk about this competitiveness, because I think there was a point where competitiveness almost became a little bit unfashionable, and I personally believe that collaboration is the way forward, and yet competitiveness, when it's channeled, can be an absolute driving force to get you to where you want to go. And so the first question I've got for you, Ange, is like, what is your big dream? What's your vision? Where are you taking this business?
Obviously, my competitiveness makes me want to be the best in the business. Although, because I've got so much respect for the people at the top, in a way I don't feel like I could ever be them, and don't ever want to be them. I just want to be the best at what I do, be the most successful at what I do, and that kind of drives me. But also, I compete with the people in my own team as well. They say, I had a great meeting with a brilliant woman, top businesswoman, last week, and we sat down to discuss her business plan, and she said, so how long did it take you to achieve this, this and this? So I told her, and she's like, well, I'm going to beat that. So even the people that I bring into my business are, quite competitive, but it's fun. It's not in a kind of negative way, it's just a fun way. And I think that we have both worked in recruitment, and competitiveness can be a bit, I don't want to say nasty, but
it's a bit cutthroat.
But it's not like that in our business at all. It's good fun.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask you. It's like, how can you channel it? But it's all about making it fun. And,
yeah, exactly.
What I've really noticed from watching you and being around you is that you get all of the fun of being your own boss and creating this business and giving it the, you know, full autonomy to give it the direction and the personality that it needs to have. And yet there's not a lot that I would keep from corporate, but you also get this whole structure of support and this platform to showcase your success. And sometimes when you're self-employed, you're an entrepreneur and you're working from your kitchen and you haven't really got anybody else around to bounce off, but within the organisation that you're part of, you've just got so many people to...
Exactly, and being self-employed for I think 10 years or so before getting involved with Forever, nobody really gives you a pat on the back. Nobody goes, do you know what, you're doing really well? And I think that I didn't know that I missed that, the recognition side of things, although I always wanted to be the best in every job that I was ever in. And in recruitment it's really important, isn't it? And you're like, oh, I like being the #1 recruiter this month and stuff. And I always like being employee of the month and stuff. And I didn't realise that I missed that when I was self-employed, and I still am self-employed, but in Forever you have that recognition. I don't know if it's because it's an American company or what, but it's very much like everything you do, somebody wants to say well done. And when I did this this training that I did in Hawaii as one of the 6 guest speakers in the world, the lady called Jane, the #2 in the world, came up to me. I was having a cocktail on the beach with my mum, and she went, "Oh, Ange, I just got to tell you, that was absolutely fantastic. That was world-class training. It was brilliant." And I said, "Oh, come on, Jane, don't give me the whole Forever, high five thing. Tell me what it was really like." And she said, "No. If there was something you could change, I would tell you, because I want you to be the absolute best, but I couldn't change that for the world." And to me, that was everything. So it's not just telling you you're great in a kind of high five, happy clappy kind of way. It's telling you you're great if you really have been great, and if you haven't been great, saying that was great, but why don't we do it this way next time? So it's just constant evolving and constant coaching, and it's not false.
Yeah.
And I just can't believe how helpful people are that have got no financial interest. Last night I was at a product launch for a new lady in business here. She's in her beautiful home that she designed herself. I was so envious. And another lady from my team came and helped and gave up her Saturday night, left her children with her husband, just to help, just because she wanted to help us, but be an extra pair of hands on deck kind of thing. And she had no financial interest in that whatsoever, but she was really enjoying being there just to help us. And where do you get that in a normal self-employed job? Like if you had a shoe shop, would another shoe shop owner come and help you out on a Saturday or help you out on your opening day? It would never ever happen. But it just really comes from contribution here, and I really like that about Forever.
And it really helped me to see what I need in my business to, get more people around you who can give you that to really. I mean, I didn't know until I saw you at your awards night that actually, I kind of missed that recognition. And I remember at work, it wasn't really about the big paychecks that motivated me as much as, the
Pat on the back.
Sounds a bit silly sometimes, but yeah, it was the driving force for me.
And I do sometimes think now, right? Okay, so I kind of have made a name for myself within the company, and that's fine now. I've done that now, so now I'm concentrating on like other areas. So.
What was really powerful when I met you, and this was the biggest reason that I wanted to interview you, is that I know that I've been kind of living in my hub, feeling really happy with my business, being like, here I am living in the sun, working part-time, earning 6 figures, and being around people who were really at the same level, with the same thoughts, and then met you, and we had this really awesome conversation about taking it to the next level, and it really made me think, even though I'd been doing well compared to where I'd started out, very quickly I'd got comfortable and allowed myself to be staying there. And I think the next day I did my mastermind call with my clients, and I was like, right, everyone's taking it up a notch. If your goal is 6 figures, we'll go in 7 figures. If your goal is to recruit, 5 people, it's 20 people. It's like we're constantly going to keep playing bigger. And you need people around you who are always just thinking in this really liberating way. They're not
I think we can put limitations on ourselves, can't we? And there's certain things you can do. When you do achieve your goals, it's about then resetting your goals and not saying, okay, I've done that now. I think the worst thing that you can do is think, I'm successful, I've made it, because then you're going to stop making it. You might just stay at that level, and you might even find you dip, and that's the worst possible thing you can do. So as soon as you reach a goal, well, you should have another goal like way ahead. And I always also think it's important to put dates on your goals. So I think people say, yeah, I do want to achieve 6 figures, but I'm going to do it in 2015. Why not do it now?
Yeah.
And I think that makes people, I think there's no urgency, there's no momentum. I think the really important thing is momentum. It's keeping things going, keeping things moving. And when you're on your own, it's easy to lose that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the great thing about being a business coach within the Forever world is I look at it as a plate spinner. Do you call them plate spinners? You see them on Britain's Got Talent and stuff. So they get a plate spinning. So that's what I do. I get a business person in, or well, anyone that wants their own business. I get their business up and running. I get it spinning, and then I have to get someone else. But I have to keep that one spinning at the same time. And then I bring the next person and I keep that one spinning. And I've got 5 or 6 plates a month, and they're all spinning. And what happens if I lose my momentum? And I get fed up, or I get negative, or I have a down day, and these stop spinning and these drop, what's going to happen? They're all going to drop. So it's my job to be this upbeat. It's my job to be this passionate and to keep the momentum going. And that's what I love, because I've got responsibility to those people. It's not just me. And it's too easy when it's just you to stop that momentum.
So what are you doing every day to keep that momentum?
It's literally just touching my business every day. It's keeping in touch with my key people and the people who want my help. And also what I found is it's important in this business to let go of the people that are just not accepting your help or not taking your advice, not doing what you have suggested that they do in order to drive their business forward, and not feeling guilty about that. Because you can't want it for someone more than they want it for themselves.
So I'm going to ask you this question. I know this in your genes because I've met your mum today. She's holding my baby. What I can see from you is that you're firing on all cylinders. So what are the things that you need to do to keep yourself in that space?
I think I can be extremely frustrated if I do get let down professionally. There was an instance yesterday in my normal job where I was let down professionally. I think when you're a control freak and you're doing everything yourself, to pass on the responsibility of a task to somebody else, or if you're the person that's always doing something for someone else, you don't generally ask someone to do something for you, do you? And if you are particular about the way you do things, then you don't think anyone can do things the way you want them doing. But sometimes as a business person, you have to delegate, you have to get someone else to do a task for you. And if I ask someone to do something for me and they don't do it, or they let me down, or they don't do it to my satisfaction, it can really bother me and really upset me. And I've got to learn to control my emotions with that.
And what about your lifestyle, your health and fitness? And
so what I learned with, obviously it's really important when you work in health and nutrition to be healthy and to be fit, and I think I could be doing a lot more than I do with regards to that, looking after myself a lot better. I'm never satisfied with the amount of exercise that I'm doing or the kind of foods that I'm eating, but I'm not obsessive over it. I love curry, I love pizza, I don't drink, very, very occasionally drink, but you know, we've got fruit snacks here today and we've got crisps, and I've gone straight for the crisps. So I'm not, really regimented. So it's kind of, everything's the 80-20 rule, isn't it? 80% of the time I'm good, and 20% of the time I'm not good. And that's with everything that I do.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. Sometimes I get the 80 and 20 wrong.
Right. I think I'll have with the crisps today. We haven't touched that fruit.
So, I really want to ask you about Facebook, because this has been, it was, I talked about you in your introduction as a trailblazer, and, Facebook has been a platform that has really made you change the face of your whole business. So what's been your secret sauce with using Facebook?
Well, I've never had any social media training at all, so I learned it all myself. And the reason that I used Facebook initially when I got into multilevel marketing, when I got into Forever Living products, was because I was already extremely busy running my company 6 days a week. Obviously, I've got a beautiful daughter, Arabella, who was 7 at the time, or 6 at the time. So I was really, really, really busy. So I needed to obviously work out what spare time I was wasting that I could commit to the business, but also work out how I could integrate the business into my day-to-day life. And I was a big Facebook user because living somewhere in a country away from your friends and your family, you do use Facebook to connect with people. So I thought, okay, so what's this business all about? Network marketing. There is the absolute clue to the success in this business. You find a network and you market to that network. And Facebook is probably the biggest network in the world, right? So I just decided to integrate my whole Forever business into my Facebook. And by doing that, by running it through my personal page instead of a business page, I just think that made everything more believable. It was all transparent. It's like facts tell, stories sell. So I just told the story of my Forever journey from day one. And that's what gets people interested.
So what would you say to somebody who is watching this and needs to grow their business through Facebook, but they don't feel like they can really stand on their platform and share because they're just starting out and they don't have all of the success that you've got yet? They're not on Hawaii on the stage or living the dream in Lanzarote. They're just starting out with baby steps. And they're like, well, I don't really have a story yet.
They have to just let people pick up on their enthusiasm. And you just have to start creating your story from day one, because that's what I did. You know, it's find something that you're excited about, find something you're enthusiastic about, and document it. People love photographs. So if you are somebody that's just arriving at a Forever business presentation for your first time, and you decide this is what you want to do, then take a picture the next time you go to one, take a picture of you at your business plan and put it on your Facebook page and say, look, this is me, I'm starting a new business, I'm so excited about it. And that is really, really interesting. And it's amazing how interesting it is to follow somebody's journey. And I've got some random woman on my Facebook page, I can't remember how I connected with her, but the other week she had said, oh, I really fancy my postman. Should I, this was on her status, should I approach him? And like there were so many comments, yeah, you should approach him, and she's like, the next day I'm gonna leave him a letter out. Should I write him a letter and leave it out? And everyone was like really interested. And then the next day I was looking on her page and she was writing him a letter and she was gonna put it out. And the next day I forgot what her name was and I was frantic because I was wanting to know if the postman had picked up the letter, if he took it away with him. And I was frantic because I couldn't remember what the woman's name was. I've got so many Facebook friends. Eventually I found her and she'd left the letter out and I was just enthralled. It was like real life story following someone's excited, being nervous with them, being excited for them, and I was so into her story. And he did take the letter and I don't think he ever responded to her, so it wasn't a great happy ending. But I was just so interested, and I think because she was doing it from the heart, because she was so transparent and she was so honest, and that's just the way that I've run my business through it. So I think that's why people like to follow me, and any new person can do that with anything they're doing.
Yeah, and that's what when I'm on your Facebook, it's not what you're doing as a strategy. It's the feeling that you get from being there. It's the feeling that you get of the excitement that you apply to your business in your life, and that's what's contagious.
Exactly. It's the enthusiasm, the passion, the excitement, and anyone can share that if they are truly enthusiastic and passionate about it.
So what are the mistakes that you see people making with social media?
Being negative, having their profile set up completely wrong. I don't want to do a whole training here, but basically there's some very simple things that you can do on your Facebook page that make you more accessible, make you more able to promote yourself and your services that people and some top business people just don't do. And it's very, very simple things. I think with social media, whenever I'm talking to somebody about something, I say, oh, you should do this, this, and this, they're like, oh my God, yeah, of course I should do this. Why wasn't I doing that? That's the most simple thing in the world. And social media is so, so simple. And people are worried about approaching the people in social media and how would I do it? And some of the best networkers in the world that are not in the social media kind of mindset, they say, well, how would I approach somebody in social media? I said, well, how would you approach somebody in real life? Well, I would do this, this, and this. Well, it's exactly the same on social media. Like, how did I approach you? Hey, I heard you just moved into my area. We seem like some of the kind of personalities. We should hook up and have a coffee. Simple as that. And people are really frightened to do that on social media, and they shouldn't be, because if you're going to do it in real life, there's it's even easier to do it on social media.
Absolutely. So what about this being negative thing? What
Yeah,
kind of things do you
like, you know, I'm so tired, I didn't get any sleep, that's the thing that annoys me most. I am exhausted, I can't sleep. It's just like nobody wants to hear your problems. Everybody has got enough problems, and you know, being bitchy about things, and just general negativity. I don't have any time for it in my life, and I don't want to read about it in other people's lives, and I don't think that would really turn anybody onto you.
I'm really glad that you've touched on this, because a lot of speakers in this summit have spoke about being vulnerable, and I think that's a really beautiful thing that you can do in your business, to show up and be really human. But it's very different between being vulnerable, being human, sharing, and being negative and moaning. And this again is what you can feel when you're on a page. Someone has the time to open their heart and say, this is my truth right now. I think that's really easy to digest. But if somebody is having a bitch or a moan, that frequency is, you know, you're susceptible to it. And yes, what I love about your whole message is it's, who can I be in business to attract the people that I need to attract?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's important not to hide your true personality and do the whole like faking it thing, because at the end of the day, if I try and portray someone that I'm not, then when it gets down to the nitty-gritty and working with somebody one-on-one, then I think, oh, she's not really that confident, or not really that positive, or she's not really this, that, and the other. Whilst there is always an element of faking it till you're making it kind of thing, and feeling happy and positive about something that you might be, well, portraying that you're happy and positive about something that you're actually not quite sure about. I think you can't hide your true personality, and I do sometimes have a little rant on Facebook, but it's always with humour. Like I often rant about getting a million requests from people who want me to play matching stocks games on Facebook, and I just can't understand how any grown woman would want to invite me to play a game on Facebook where I have to match virtual pairs of stocks. I don't do it in real life.
I can't do it in real life.
So I'm not going to do it on the computer, am I?
That's why I moved to Spain, so I need to find socks for my children.
So that kind of thing I sometimes have a little rant at, but it's all in good humour. And yeah, maybe some of the things that I can say could be offensive to people, but that's me. So it's kind of, if you don't like me, delete me. We don't have to work together. You don't have to view my page, but this is me, and you either like me or you don't like me.
And people love you?
Because, I don't think everybody does.
Because you're high energy, and that's what the page is all about, and that's what you're looking for, is high energy people.
Yeah, and I think I've been really lucky in my life to have 3 or 4 great bosses who were amazing mentors to me. My first boss, Lisa, in the leisure club. My second boss, Charlie, in a sportswear club. My third boss, Annabelle, in a fitness first, I think it was. Yeah, I think it's 3 really decent bosses I've had, and they taught me so much. And I learned the importance of coaching, and the things that they've instilled in me I've took through for the rest of my life, and my mum and dad as well. And I think that I'm so responsible for being that person in so many people's lives. I take that so seriously. And I also know that when I then got some awful bosses and some awful mentors, how let down I felt by that. So I'm very conscious not to be that person as a business coach.
When you're applying yourself to that role as a business coach, are you focusing more on learning about new strategies to give to your team, new technologies, or are you more focused on mindset?
Mindset, 100%. The hardest thing to do is to keep somebody motivated. There's certain things you can train, there's certain things you can coach, and certain things that you can't coach. And on my ACE list of my 25 skills and attributes, the number 1 thing is something you cannot coach and you cannot teach. And if that person is missing that one thing, then I can't work with them. So there are certain things that I can't coach, but there are certain things that I can.
Yeah, so it's all about what's going on up here that's creating the experience.
Yeah.
I love it. So I'm so grateful for you doing this. It's been so much fun, because I always do this when I'm talking into the camera and someone.
And we're face to face.
You know, here we are. It's like this.
But we can speak like this for hours, can't we?
Yeah, we're like Holly and Philip, aren't we, on this morning. Just hanging out, putting the world to rights.
We should have our own TV show, shouldn't we? Why haven't we got our own TV show?
I think this is the start. This is the pilot. You're all part of our pilot. And I am really grateful because I know that there's many people who follow me who've got great, amazing coaching skills, and they have amazing sales skills because they're following me and following this summit, so learning loads as they go along. And so many people are stuck with direction and they don't know what their niche is or their opportunity, and they're looking for something, whether it's something to do full time or something to just do as part of their business. And this is an amazing opportunity for people.
It is.
So I want to kind of introduce you and the opportunity for people. It won't be right for everybody. It might be right for some. But that aside, I really want to give you to people, and I really want people to be able to tap into the thoughts and the mindset of somebody who's thinking and playing so big. So thank you so much. Ange, if people want to, I'm going to say if people want to hang out with you, let people know how they can do that. But the first thing I want to say to everybody listening is you need to follow Ange just to see how she's showing up on Facebook. So if you're not following her, then invite her to add you as a friend, and just see how she gets it right between this level of being authentic but pitching it at a really high level to attract people.
Can I just say that one of the key things that I've learned from you is actually the home work-life balance, and I do have a great lifestyle, but I do find it difficult to switch off. And I always thought that switching off was almost like, in a way, lazy, but it's not at all. It's knowing what I'm learning from you is that you, on a certain day of the week, will put your iPad and your laptop and your mobile phones in a drawer, and you won't open that drawer for 3 days. You'll go and have proper family time and proper you time, and that is so admirable, and that's something that I'm learning from you. And I didn't think I could ever do that. I didn't think it's kind of giving yourself permission to do that and thinking that that's going to be okay. And I didn't think it was okay. I thought you always have to be accessible, you always have to be on it if needed. I've always got my iPhone in it's right here now. It's surgically attached to me. I've even got an extra battery pack in case it runs out. I mean, if this is off, I'm asleep. And it's what I'm learning from you is it's okay to turn that off. It's okay to put it in a drawer, and that's what working for yourself and being a business coach and doing what we do is all about. We have the flexibility to do that. If we don't want to get up tomorrow and go to work, we don't have to. And that's the beauty of what we do, and that's the beauty of our business, and that's what I'm hoping to learn more of from you, because that's contagious, the way that you live your life.
Yeah, my plates all need to spin, and so I have to go away and be in that place to spin them all. And what I've learned is the more I go away from the actual physical of my business,
the better you are when you return.
Not just when I return. Like, I can be swimming in Flamingo Sea, and I've come back and I've had loads of people sign up for something, and I know if I'd been at work that day trying to make it happen, it probably wouldn't have happened.
Okay.
But
that's really interesting.
For me to be in this powerful frequency of being who I want to be in the world, then I have to show up, and when I show up, for me, results and the magic happens.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah, so if people want to hang out with you, how do they find you?
They can contact me on facebook.com/Ange Lanza, which is ANGELANZA, or they can find me on Facebook, which is @Ange Networker, or my website is the-natural-networker.com, which is the name that you gave me in our first meeting. You said, Ange, you are like the natural networker, so that's the name that I pinched off you. I'll send you a bill for that later.
It's on its way. And yeah, I think you've got something exciting for people.
Yeah, as we were talking about the whole social media thing and how wrong people get it, what I would quite be willing to do is any of your listeners that's watching this, give them a free overview of their personal Facebook page, not their business one. So they can send me the link to their personal page without adding me as a friend, so I can view it as a non-friend, as a stranger, as a prospect, or whatever, and I will give them a free lowdown on what they could do right, or how, what are the tweaks they can make to make themselves present themselves better on Facebook. So I'll offer that as a free service to your listeners.
Thank you. Such a powerful opportunity, especially if you've been listening to these calls and wondering about how you navigate between being vulnerable and being authentic, and yet being really, really positive to create amazing results with people.
Yeah, so if you wanted to do that, then you just send me a message and let me know that you've come to me through Carly Hope, and I'll offer you that service gladly.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Carly.
Thank you so much for being here, and everybody listening too. We'll see you all soon.
We're going to go and get the kids out of the pool now,
Yeah.
splashing around.
Oh, they're inside it.
Oh, yeah, they're in the pool, yeah.
Wow, they're brave.